If you're just starting to get into Pokemon, one of the most important concepts to take into consideration when collecting Pokemon cards is to have a specific collection goal in mind. And I like to break this down into three categories. You have your short-term goal, you have your mid-term goal, and you have your long-term goal. And the way to think about these goals is best shown by example. When taking into consideration a short-term goal, a short-term goal may be completing a complete set or a master set or collecting a certain specific card in mind. So, for example, one of my short-term goals at the moment is finishing my master set of Journey Together, which actually branches into my midterm goal, which is to collect one of each one master set in each era of Pokemon. So for example, in the Sword and Shield era, I completed a master set of Crown Zenith. After completing that, I kind of sat for a while and thought, okay, which Scarlet and Violet set do I actually want to master set? And that's when I decided to work on master setting Journey Together. So that midterm goal basically will bounce once every year, 2 years, whenever a new era releases, and actually completing one of those master sets during that time. Another mid-term goal that I have is actually completing a Generation 3 Pokédex binder. What that entails for me personally is having 4 of each Pokemon displayed in that binder. And what's nice about that midterm goal is, say for example, I come across a new card that I really like, I can always swap that card out with one that's existing in that binder. Now, as far as a long-term collection goal is something that you see yourself working towards over the course of 5, 8, 10, 15, 20 years even. And for me, my long-term collection goal is completing a Pokédex, one of each Pokemon of Gen 3 in a PSA 10 slab. And the first PSA 10 slab that I actually ended up collecting was this Latias EX PSA 10 from Surging Sparks. And I've been slowly burning through this collection goal, and I've actually picked up a few other things as well. I have the Latios from Surging Sparks in a PSA 10. I have this Gardevoir card, which I'm kind of using as a placeholder, but I did like having this Gardevoir. It's also one of the arts I really like. I really do appreciate Silver Tempest arts. And then finally, I have this Meditite in a PSA 10. And so basically, if I come across some really clean copies of cards, I send them off to grade. You know, it's going to take a couple months before those cards come back. But eventually, over the course of the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, I would like to slowly work towards collecting an entire Pokédex. And eventually, I'd like to have like a nice little wall display and post them up. But having collection goals is truly critical, because without collection goals, you will find yourself spiraling into a heavy spending habit when it comes to Pokemon cards. And it's very important to restrict yourself and understand what makes sense to collect, what you actually want in your collection. One of the good examples of something that I thought I might have wanted in my collection was actually these Crown Zenith cards. And you know, I master setted Crown Zenith, and I ended up getting some really nice PSA 10s. I had a Palkia that I ended up selling, and I also have this sequential set right here of the legendary beasts. And you know, I had to think long and hard, like, are these things that I want to hold long term? And while I do believe personally that because of Crown Zenith Galarian Gallery cards just being as popular as they are, I do think that I am eventually going to part ways with these so that I can push it towards either a reinvesting into the vending side that I started going to shows and vending at shows, or B, simply taking these cards and putting them towards cards that I want to add to my PSA 10 collection. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about my idea of collection goals, and let me know what type of collection goals you have. I would love to hear what you guys are working on and kind of see what kind of feedback you guys have as well. Thank you.